A man goes to a library and asks for books on paranoia. The librarian whispers, "They're right behind you." You're welcome. Serving in the Army in 2012, Jeremy met Ashley. They got married, had baby Sam. Jeremy got medically released from the Army, and this brings us up to today. Hey, so today I'm going to do something a little bit different. So the last video I told you how we were able to build this house with YouTube money, and in this video I'm going to give you the specifics of how much we made over the last 3.5 years. So at the time of this video we have about 79,825 subscribers. I think that's exactly what we have as I'm saying this right at this moment. Having said that, every channel starts out with 0 subscribers. So I'm going to tell you how much we made through those first few years that we've been on YouTube. We're on our 4th year. We've been on over 3 years. So I'll tell you what we made 2017. That's very easy. We made nothing because that was our first 4 months. We started September 2017. So September, October, November, December, we never made anything. So there you go on that one. But I'll get into how much we made in 2018, 19 to 20, and then right up till now. All right, so getting right into it, I'm going to start off with 2018. So not including the first 4 months in 2017. We got 639 views, gained 5.9 thousand subscribers, and we made $2,528.19. So that's how much we made our very first year on YouTube. So considering, we built the first part of the cabin, things like that, we were probably working for about 1 cent an hour. So again, the reason why I'm doing this, I know a lot of people are probably interested in this sort of thing. You can go to Social Blade and get a guess. A couple of people mentioned in the last videos, like, well, I can just find that information out, but you can't exactly find it out because I could even base it off of what they say that we make over those years. It all depends on how somebody's doing at the time, how they make their estimates and all those things. So those aren't completely accurate. Sometimes they can be pretty close, sometimes they can be way off. So I'm giving you the specifics on it just to give anybody an idea who's interested in it and just being totally transparent. I have absolutely nothing to hide. So the next year, we pretty much doubled on everything. The views went up to 2.3 million. That's how many we had in 2019. We went up 12.7 thousand subscribers, and we made $11,500. Basically, any of this money that we earned from YouTube, we put into the house. Obviously, in the first 2 years, if you combine them together, it's probably $13,000 or something like that. So it was a huge help into the home. It clearly wasn't paying for the whole home at that point. So we had a couple of lines of credits build up and things like that. So that totally sucked that we had to do that, but we had to do what we had to do because if you know about our story, we were med released from the Army, so had to find a new path for our life. So that's why we bought the land here, did that. All that story is on here. You could even check the last video. I'll click it up here about how YouTube bought my home, and you can check and I give you a little more rundown on that. But if you watch, we have time lapse where we give a whole rundown of it. It says couple built house 14 minutes. If you check that out, that'll give you an even better one. And if you just check out all the videos, you get an even better look at it. So that's what this money was going into, it was really helping for us to build a house. 2020, I guess we just made some tweaks and made some things a little bit better, and the channel started to really do well, much better than it had the previous 2 years. So in 2020, we got 13.9 million views. We gained over 50,000 subscribers, and we had a really good year that helped us catch up on all the house, helped us pay off. We haven't paid off all the debt that we incurred, from getting a well and septic and, everything that comes into building a house. But we were able to make $84,000. So over $84,000 in 2020. So since the other years were 2,500 and 11,000, that was really able to make up for those years. And it really helped us catch up on this whole thing that we're doing here with building the home, homestead, and all that stuff. So that was awesome for us to be able to do that. And we thank everybody who's been here. Without followers, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So it's a win-win. Again, it is a ridiculous amount of work running a YouTube channel. A lot of people think you just grab the phone, shoot a video, and that's it, and just upload a video. No, and for 10 minutes here and there, you make this money, or for however long the video is, and you think, oh, a lot of people don't understand what really goes into it. And it is way more than just filming yourself, fix a tire, and uploading it and just hoping it takes off. It's like studying analytics, interacting with all the people that are here because, you want to have a good rapport with everybody. It's when you're building a house, especially, you're moving different angles to make it more interesting. It's 24/7. I was in the Army, and I was in a combat unit in the Army, so we were on exercise, doing things, I've said this before, And, you know, especially in the field, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're getting, you know, you're just on exercise. You're just doing a lot of stuff, like over the top stuff to keep you going all night and different things. Anyways, my point is that's a super, like, it's definitely more than this is. But what I'm saying is this is a whole other thing. I said this in my last video, but this is another whole other thing for those that didn't see it, that YouTube is its whole monster in itself. I mean, it is all the time. And as soon as you put a video up, you got to go again because another one needs to go up. So it's not a matter. I had somebody comment the last video saying he works his butt off, and he probably does work his butt off. Not saying he doesn't. And I just jokingly, he said I should get a YouTube following, and I just jokingly said back to him, well, yeah, you'll probably just want to go back to your regular job when you realize what it's actually like. And I was just joking with the guy. The guy actually took offense to it and basically told me off. So he's can't no longer comment on this channel. That's an awesome thing too about having a YouTube channel. When somebody gets run in their mouth or anything like that, you just boop, hide user from channel, and that's it. Now I don't have to read your negative comments anymore, so whatever. But usually we leave most stuff just if it gets, you know, over the top or something. But anyways, it's just a jealousy thing with somebody like that. That's usually what that is. But what it is, I was actually being honest. It is a lot of work. Like, it's a crazy amount of work, and anybody who runs one will understand that because you got to keep going, because you got to stay on top of it. It's hard to explain unless you do it. It really is hard to explain unless you do it how much work it really is. So just to put it out there. But we are super blessed and happy with how ours went, and we have amazingly loyal subscribers. So all of our followers here and everything, like, we interact with all of them. So, and they're like top notch. So we thank everybody for everybody we have. But just every now and then you get the person that thinks, oh yeah, just must be nice. It's like, well, actually not in our situation. No, I would actually still rather be in the Army. This was out of necessity, and we were just blessed to have something work out for us when everything seemed like it was going to shit. So it's awesome. So no, it isn't that way at all. But for others that are doing it because they want to try to make a good go, I say to anybody, go for it. Just know that ahead of time, you got to work your ass off to make this work. It doesn't stop. It never stops. The more you get, significantly the work so the more people you get, the work gets harder. There's more and more and more. There's a couple other things that get easier only on account of you've just been doing it longer, but it just gets harder. So anybody who's thinking of doing it and thinking that, oh, if I could just get here, or if I could just get here, it doesn't work that way. It just gets harder and harder and harder and harder, right? It's all the same. It just becomes more work. So it just becomes more work anyway. So if you think you're going to float when you get up higher up, you're not going to. So the goals never end either. So anyways, I'll get back to what the video is all about. So this year in 2021, we've got 4.4 million views so far. We've gained 10,000 subscribers. It's been lower this year as far as that goes. Made a huge mistake earlier in the year, letting different voices get in our head about how we were doing our videos, running our videos, ended up deleting a whole pile, and it was a huge mistake, and I shouldn't have done it.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
So that's a whole other story in itself. But anyways, all those videos are back up without having that foolishness in my head. But more importantly, what we made this year so far is just over 29,000. So that's been super great. We did a lot of work in the interior. The kitchen cost us like a third of that gone into the kitchen easy. We did the floor. We did some more work in the garage. Last year, a lot of that went into the garage that we built. And the wood prices and all that are through the roof. So again, these numbers may sound high, like especially 2020 with 84. And then this year so far is 30. And some people may be thinking, well, you make more than I do now. But really what we're doing is we're building our home piece by piece, and we're not sitting on anything. You're just building the home, and that's all it's going into. If we weren't building the house and doing that and sharing all that, we wouldn't have any of that. It wouldn't be as high as it is. So it's all just going to the house. And that's super awesome that we're able to do that. I'm not saying that ain't, because that is absolutely the truth. It's amazing that we're able to do that. But we got to work our ass off to make that happen. So we're ridiculously pleased with how it's gone to be able to build the garage, build the home. We already had bought the land while we were still in the military, so we had it ready to go. And but we're super happy that we were able to build this and have our at least equity in here going forward with our life. And we can't say thank you enough to all our subscribers for being here. Another thing that people that just don't see it, they think somebody may say, oh well, it's just because the thumbnails and Ashley's in them or something like that. Well, that can absolutely help when you have a pretty girl in a thumbnail, for sure. But that ain't everything. Because if that was the case, it would just be a matter of going on Google Images or something and picking up, beautiful women doing things or whatever, and just using those as your thumbnail pictures and going from there. It don't work that way. The stuff that you put in those thumbnails has to be in the videos, and then you got to continue to engage with the people in the videos. So the video still has to be engaging and entertaining. Our audience retention is awesome. And there's where you actually make the money, just as a side note. It's how your audience retention. It's not the views as much as it is the audience retention. The views matter, but if they just leave, then it's no good to you. So, and there's lots of people out there that think that's how it works, and then their channel goes absolutely nowhere because they do it either totally distastefully, or they do it in a way that, you clickbait with something like that, and then it's not even in the video, so that's actually clickbait. So you have to be able to show what's in the picture, in the video, and still have entertaining content. There's a whole pile of things to it. It's not a matter of just putting that up and that's the reason. But that's the bum mentality that some people get, and they just point the finger at people and just say, well, that's the only reason why. And well, okay, it's good that you think that. So it's the benefit to the people that understand that's not how it is. It's more like the way we say it is kind of how we do our template for our videos is like we're making a country music video. So we want, like, say you might have the good looking girl in the video while Alan Jackson's driving around in the truck four-wheeling or something. Remember the Chattahoochee or whatever? So, just that's kind of how we look at it. We're as real as it gets. We're not hiding nothing. I'm not trying to act like we know everything when we're building all that, but we're just making it a fun, entertaining, lighthearted thing. So it's just supposed to be show up. You can just enjoy yourself, hang out, see how we're doing it, inspire you to, when setbacks happen, to move forward. That's kind of the gist of how we set things up. So right from the start, you show up. You want your thumbnails to represent what's in the video. That's the number one thing, and then you want those videos to be engaging. That's the gist of it, and then you want them to be entertaining. And that's what we try to do. I can tell by the retention that we're able to do that. Everything is a piece of a pie to make it happen, right? You want to put all those different aspects together. So anyways, the grand total of what we made on YouTube it'll be 4 years in September, is $127,795. So that's what it is. I figured out hourly what that would be. If, like 24/7, how many hours since September 8th, 2017, when we first uploaded to right now, and split that in half between me and Ashley, and we would be making $1.95 an hour. So that's like if you're working 24 hours a day. So if you want to break it down to 40 hours a week, we figured it out to $8.18 an hour is what we make on a 40-hour week for all the weeks since September 8th, 2017. So it's definitely not a 40-hour week. It's way more than a 40-hour week because it doesn't stop. So it's probably somewhere in between that $1.95. It's not an hourly job. It's just so completely different than that. But on a 40-hour week, it would be $8.19 an hour. So if you want, because you basically work for free forever. So anybody who's interested, kind of like how it works out hourly on a 40-hour week, that's not I don't even think that's minimum wage here in Canada, if you space that out over all the time that we've been on here. So the number sounds good, but that's all over almost 4 years. So if you divide that 127 by 4, you're down to 31,000, and that's split between two people because that's two people working, and then you got 15.5 or something thousand a year. So we ain't getting rich over here by any means, but we're super blessed again that we were able to build our home and be able to build this audience. We have a fantastic audience, like super loyal. I said that many times, and it's absolutely true. Without the people following along, again, we are nothing. So that's awesome that everybody's been here. And it's we give and take. We provide, hopefully, entertainment and maybe motivation for anybody thinking of, anybody who has setbacks in any area to, life goes on. Or just anybody thinking, you know what, we could do that. Get out there and if there's something you really want to do, you just go for it, that kind of thing too. So a number of reasons. So we hope we provide value in that way, and I think we do. So that's good. But it's a two-way street, and we thank all the loyal people who've stuck around. That's freaking awesome. So again, that's what we've made so far here on YouTube. Super blessed. We've got all kinds of videos, if you're new here, on our whole journey, how it started from the med release to living in a trailer to building this spot. Man, those first 2 years were, you have no idea. Like, well, you have somewhat of an idea if you've been watching, but it was super hard. The transition from the Army, living without a colon and trying to live in a trailer and doing all that, like, when it is a freaking nightmare. Like, it's the everyday life. I look healthy enough, right? I'm sure, but it's a freaking silent killer. Like, it's brutal. So just saying, like, the first couple of years were exceptionally hard. And then just transitioning from the Army anyways, it just sucked. So a lot of that stuff totally sucked. It was not an easy couple of years. 2020 would be the year that I say. It doesn't mean that the stuff all goes away, but it just the mental freaking baggage, I guess, of like living like that. And that's, and then all the obviously everyday issues. I mean, we've all got back problems, knee problems, shoulder issues, all those things like that. I've got freaking major other problems that deal with on a day-to-day, but it pales in comparison. My right shoulder's basically shot, like freaking plantar fasciitis, my feet, all these annoying things. You guys all got stuff like that too. Everybody deals with things, and people deal with worse things than we deal with. We're not saying we're the only ones dealing with stuff. Absolutely not. But that whole colon thing, holy frig, dealing with that like pales in comparison to any of the other things I deal with. It's not even close. It's not even remotely close. But again, we're getting on all right, so we're happy with that. So my point in saying that is that I know a lot of other people deal with a lot of freaking worse stuff maybe not as worse, but just dealing with life throws at you. It ain't over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over. Nothing is over. Nothing.
So you can find a way. There's always a way. So you just keep moving forward no matter what. And that's something that we really try to push in the funnest way we possibly can on our channel, right? That's what it's all about, is having fun, being happy, and enjoying life no matter what you get hit with. And Ashley herself has dealt with like 8 miscarriages in that time. I wanted to make sure I don't leave that out because that's a big thing. And then for her having to deal with me, that would not be fun. Over the first couple of years, brutal, like a freaking basket case, right? So anyways, but yeah, for anybody else dealing with all those things, you ain't alone. Life goes on, and don't freaking give up. That's for damn sure. So anyways, I'm 40 now. I've had some pretty unique life experiences up to this point, just with the things that we've had to deal with and what we've done and things like that over the years. So we hope we can help a few people out with some of the things we've dealt with and have done and all that. So anyways, thanks for watching it. I know it's a little bit of a different video, but I know some people were definitely interested in that. Everybody loves to know about the money side of things. So I figured, hey, why don't we just give the people what they want? So it doesn't bother me at all. And I thank everybody who's made it possible. I'm sitting in this home right now because we've had people follow along on our journey while we shared it. So without that, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So thank you for that, and we'll see you in the next one.
If one day I'm called up to the big house, if I'm called, they'll have a funeral. I want you to bury me face down. And then all of my critics can kiss my ass.